exactly is going on here?
I can explain.
Priority 12, where we are just standing around like fire hydrants waiting for a dog to piss on. Yep, it finally happened. We are in one of those hostage situations in my own key, but this wasn't the only sticky situation I found myself in. What? There is an invisible wall here? What the heck am I meant to do now? Oh, thank God. I forgot to dispel the tank. Oops. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. Hi, my name is Saloon. I'm a casual nooblet who likes multiple aspects of WoW, such as collecting and creating transmogs, and going from zero to hero in Mythic Plus. You are currently watching me trying to go for 3000 rating as Mistweaver Monk. Last episode I didn't make much progress because I had an enlightening moment. I've not really been using my hero talents correctly, so hopefully this week with my newfound understanding, I can time some 12s finally. First I picked up the weekly quest of doing 4 mythic dungeons for a heroic item. Normally I do some low keys for this quickly, but honestly, I couldn't be bothered this time because I never get anything good, so I'm in no rush. Then I crafted myself a neck, bought sockets and stuff, so I was ready for the first key. Also for Atonement 12. We have the best possible composition for our group. Got a bear tank providing CR and verse buff. I'm giving Mystic Touch, which means more physical damage for the party. We have Battle Shout from the warrior and Bloodlust from the hunter. I was very hopeful, but we were lacking something important. Kicks.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Here we are vibing because once again the Loyal Beast Call went through. I honestly didn't even realize this at the time and thought the tank died mainly because I forgot to dispel him. So I said my bad afterwards, but now that I watched this footage back, I saw that we had the cast go through, so now I feel a bit dumb. Then we had another full vibe. And then I die again.
Why does this keep happening to me?
Our bad tank answered that question with this. Red ring, go outside, buff enemy. And I'm like,
Huh?
Why you always lying?
that is a blatant lie, a misinformation. Let me make that clear. These big dispellable circles do not buff enemies. They just do damage when it expires after 12 seconds to everyone inside it. That's it. The real issue here was, my guy, that you are nowhere to be seen on the interrupts as a tank. And the warrior just 5 as well. You're a melee DPS. Oh, by the way, speaking of melee DPS, it is time to vote for my next Zero to Hero character, which will be a melee DPS because I only played once so far, and in the past I haven't really played many melees before. Please join my Discord to make sure you never miss any polls, as I have a polls channel now, but I'll mention them in the videos as well, don't worry. Both my Discord link and link to the poll will be in the description. The vote will close in 2 weeks. So, I'm not gonna show the full run because we saw it last week, but I did a priority 11, which was my key, and we happened to 2-chest it, so I got to 13 Tazavash Streets. I tried to do this and Nobody signed to this key. I honestly don't blame them. I had no 12s timed yet, let alone 13s. So I lowered it to a 12. I put this group together very carefully. I made sure we have 2 combat dresses, a bloodlust, and just generally good classes. The first boss was quite easy, because we had both the DK and the rogue to be able to immune the interrogation fixate from the boss, so it was just a tank and spank. The second boss is a bit tougher as people get often hit by random balls and stuff. I myself got hit several times but thankfully didn't die. Luckily our team handled this very well too, so onwards we go. I found the male boss a bit tough in the past, but with my newfound knowledge, not anymore. Just before the boss starts doing fan mail after the soak, I send out Chiji to make sure people have enveloping breath on them, and then follow that up with Thunder Thief for the money order. Chiji is ready for every fan mail, so this boss works out perfectly for my cooldowns. On the nightclub boss, I just gave up trying to argue my case with ranged players, so I just do the jumps, praying people take no damage while I'm in it. If they do, then...
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Anyways, this boss was done as well, easy. As we are heading to the last boss, you may notice we have no deaths yet at all. Can we make my first plus 12 deathless? Let's find out. Well, that's my first plus 12 done, without any deaths. Pretty cool, huh? My key turned into a Floodgate, which I lowered to a 12 again. This dungeon went very well, but we messed up at a very unexpected point in the key and turned it into an absolute shit show. The tank pulls the crabs into the cows, but the druid got aggro and died. Then he couldn't come back to us because he got stuck. You'll see why in a moment. Because we are foremanning this pack, they took quite a while to die and we were running out of CCs. The crabs died at the same time as the cows started spinning, and that pretty much killed us.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
The DK ran into trash. I kinda just ignored him and I jumped down and faced an invisible wall. This is how the druid got stuck and so am I now. I was panicking. I thought I'll have to heart out, but luckily I rolled in a funny way and managed to dash out of here, only to then die again just as I arrived. This whole circus was it for the key, but we still finished it at least. After this dungeon, it was time to receive my weekly chest, which will surely have Kuhfladen in it once again. Or... wait. The best possible reward? Huh? So this trinket is very strong at the moment and perfect for Mythic Plus, even though it's from the raid. Everyone in the party gets a shield that reduces damage taken by 75%, up to 4.7 million damage taken, but if it expires, it will heal 50% of its remaining power back. This works extremely well with my kit. Now I can basically alternate between Chi-Ji and this trinket all the time. There was one big mistake I made with the trinket, but I'll reveal that later. I almost forgot to show you guys the vault. Legs, belt and trinket. It didn't require many brain cells for me to take this trinket, which is pretty decent. It gives loads of haste and procs intellect. I did my 11 Dawnbreaker, but we saw that last week, so the most important thing you need to know is that I got complimented at the end.
And now the award for Best Actor. There were so many great performances this year. It's a shame we couldn't nominate more.
No, they were not paid actors, come on now. My key turned into a Priory 12 again. Look at this Demon Hunter's transmog. Isn't he dashing? I bet he's thinking,
it's a handicap to be classically handsome.
Don't I know it?
Speaking of transmog, have you ever thought, oh my god, Saloon, your monk's transmogs have been so amazing so far. How can I look so cool like you? Well, I made a video about my monk's transmogs where I featured the ones you've seen me wearing and many more. Link in the top right corner or in the description. Now, back to this Priory. The first pull was the most intense one I've ever witnessed in this key. I almost had a heart attack. I was so incredibly stressed. This pull was not communicated in any shape or form. Since we dealt with this massive pull, you'd think we'll have a smooth run. Well, no. We had constant aggro problems. The Demon Hunter died on almost every pack to aggro, but he wasn't the only one. Towards the end, they wanted to vote to abandon, but I said I want to finish because I want at least a different key after this. The vote was in my favor to continue, and the tank does the dumbest pull I've seen in here, pulling 2 light spawns together with Brawn Pike on top. Doesn't use cooldowns, he has them all up, and then gets hammered and blames me afterwards. He then becomes a toddler who throws his toys out of the pram and be like, no, I'm done playing with you, and goes AFK. What a clown, honestly. Let's change scenery. A dungeon we haven't seen in a while. Arakara. From the very first second the dungeon began, I noticed something suspicious.
There's something awfully screwy going on around here.
The Demon Hunter tank did not aggro anything on his way down. Just keep an eye on the Death Knight. The tank never established any aggro somehow. Not only the DK, but also the Mage went down. We were in this fight for a long time. How is this even possible? Next pack, Rogue died to aggro as well. After the first boss, the Mage got one shot from a mob too. He was also really difficult to keep alive, and eventually he just fell over to the frontal, I think. It was a real shame because the first boss went very smoothly, but yeah, I've never seen a Demon Hunter struggle so much before, especially on a 12. Don't worry, I ran it back with a different group, and the difference between this tank and the last one was night and day. Since I've been last here, the first boss in Arakara has been nerfed. Both the onslaught damage and the adds health have been reduced. It's still not an easy boss, but now at least I know what to press when and how to deal with this boss healing wise. I can also alternate now on the blood guards with Chi and a trinket, so I have always some kind of trick up my sleeve now, which feels great. Second boss was easy. And the third boss is still a nightmare to heal, but at least this time I actually remembered to put my copy down and use teleport at the right moment when I couldn't get a puddle. So yay, an improvement. So many of you commented to do it, but I either forgot the ghost or which keybind is the teleport on. We thankfully finished this boss and had only 3 deaths the entire run, so yeah, I'm very happy with this dungeon in the bag. We've seen this dungeon enough recently, but I also timed the Floodgate 12 finally afterwards. The rogue hunter and warrior were together and it was their key, and with Mystic Touch, I fit in here perfectly. Next was Ecodome. I started to realize a massive error in this key. I kept wondering, why does my trinket go on cooldown when I cast Chi? I am meant to alternate. And that's when it dawned on me. Previously I had my prior trinket macroed into my Chi and I forgot to remove that macro. Oops.
I don't know how I could be so stupid. Stop that now. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm so sorry.
The first boss went kinda fine. The mage did get eaten in the last second of the pull, but happens I suppose. Later on we had a bit of a dumb moment when I died and got rezzed into a frontal. On the boss, my blood pressure was probably high again when the tank pulled it with some trash, as that didn't go down well in a 10 I did here. But he added even more later on. Thankfully we sort of managed to deal with them, but we did have a death along the way. Nothing really happened in the rest of the key other than timing another 12. The last key of the week is another priority 12. I know, we've seen this bloody place hundreds of times now. There are 2 things I want to mention from this run. It was finally a good smooth run apart from Brawnpike. The tank couldn't pull him back enough, so the patrol walked into it, and I tried my hardest to keep us alive through this. And for a while, it was looking like we'll manage, but eventually I ran out of cooldowns, and so did the tank, so we kind of faltered sadly, but it was a good try. We were still able to time the key despite the full party vibe there, and guys, I received such a nice compliment from the hunter. It actually made me tear up a bit in that moment, because I truly tried my best, especially going through the hardships of this dungeon last week and even this week. It meant truly a lot. So, we are ending this week on a very wholesome note, obtaining some big fat upgrades, especially in the trinket department, and 5 times 12s. I thank you all very much for watching. If you made it this far, please comment, like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out the other videos. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye!